Alright, what is going on there, guys? So I think the Death Sting is ready for paint. I have done all that I could for this car in terms of prepping it. Excuse me. And I think that this is the best that I'm going to be able to get when it comes to prepping the car. The two things that I'm not happy about the bodywork on this car that I'm just going to have to live with, and I mentioned it in my past videos, and I kept on mentioning it as the hood, but I actually mean to say roof. And apologies if my neighbors are a little loud. Again, with this whole COVID crap, everybody's kind of outside and trying to just, you know, trying to get through it, as we all are. I kept on mentioning hood when I meant to say roof when I was talking about the dings in this car. There are two dings located at the front, or the top of the windshield. I've tried body filler after body filler after body filler, and I just keep burning away at the Bondo, and I can't seem to get a happy medium where it actually levels out, and the ding just keeps reappearing. So I mean, I'm not the best when it comes to body work. This is my second time doing it on this car. Ever since this woman hit my car, this is now the second time in any way. So I'm gonna have to live with it. Again, it'll be presentable, you know what I mean? Like when I go to sell this car, I think anybody would be happy to own this car. It's been well maintained. It'll have a nice paint job, brand new paint job on it, because I plan on selling this car once I get my 05 to 09 Mustang GT. I'm getting very close, guys. That'll probably be my new project car. I probably won't do any body filler or any body work if I find a very clean black on black Mustang GT of that year that I want. I might do a few bolt-on mods for it as just a starter for the car. I might buy the Raxium taillights and a sequential taillight kit. That'll probably be my first mod, cosmetic mod in any way, when I do own that car. But that's again shit for another video. That'll be Death Sting 2.0, but this is a Death Sting 1.0. This is the old late model version. But yeah, I got a lot of the interior. All the trim has already been pretty much loaded into the car. It's like I'm smuggling car parts. Like there's so much trim inside the car. Like I don't even know how I managed to fit it all in there. I'll showcase that here in a quick second of all the trim that's in there. But it's going to be quite of a nightmare to bolt all this crap back on the car without breaking something or damaging the paint on something. So I don't look forward to that, but it is what it is. So anyways, yeah, let's go ahead and get right into this, guys, and I'll show you all the body work that I've done to this car. Basically the thing that I finished today was just wet sanding, primering up most of the exposed metal. It's really hard not to get exposed metal on the body lines, only because it's such a sharp line that anytime you try to even lightly sand it with like 800 grit sandpaper, it just burns right through the paint, and I just gotta live with it. But the car feels pretty smooth. There are a few spots where there's exposed metal, but it's really just in the corners of the body line, so I think it'll be fine. I think it'll attach and adhere well enough. And so yeah, it's pretty smooth and slick, so I'm gonna just call this car done. And most of the body work on the actual car and not the roof of the car is pretty spot on, pretty clean. I think I did a good job there. It's just that roof I couldn't do a whole lot with, and I'm just gonna have to live with it. But yeah, let's go ahead and get it right into this, guys, and I'll show you all the little bodywork details that I've done since our last little update here. All right, so here's some of the interior that I've taken out of the car. To get the mirrors off, you actually have to take the door panels off, so that's kind of a pain in the ass. So that's why my door panels are chilling here. I might leave these off on the car when I get it painted, just because it makes it easier and I don't have to mask anything. If I open the door and do the door jambs a little bit better. I think I'll just keep these at home, and I'll put these on when I get home. It'll just make it a lot cleaner and easier that way. The mirrors will have to go back on the car. I'll probably do that in the morning. I don't want to I don't want to put them on right now. I'm a little lazy. I've been working on this car for far too long now, and I was hoping to have this done a lot sooner. But it is what it is. In the bag we have here is pretty much my prep stuff. Masking tape has to go in there. I got some nylon gloves or nitrile. I've never heard of nitrile. I don't know what the hell that is. Anyways, either way, I need some gloves to keep my oily fingers from getting on the car after I've washed the car before paint. I got some acetone to mix the paint. I think it's acetone and hardener. I'm not really good with paint, what you have to mix with what. That's what I'm going to leave my uncle to. I have a tape drape. I bought this off of Amazon. I hope this works for basically masking off large portions of the car. What this is it's basically like a plastic drape. You've seen it in a lot of paint videos, but it has masking tape on the top, so you just basically tape it across, pull the sheet down, and that's where this masking tape comes down to tape it down. Got my LED headlights, or my LED bulbs for my headlights, which is that black box way up in there. So we'll be putting that in there. And then I got my amber LEDs made by JDM. These are a pretty good brand if you're looking for LEDs. Pretty inexpensive, so I recommend these. So these are going to be my my side marker bulbs. I've had to go LED on a lot of crap. If you guys are, I think I may have mentioned this in my last video, but in the Mustang, as you guys know, I've installed fog lights. And so to utilize as much wattage as possible, because I think my max wattage on the headlights and the tail lights, I think it's all put together, is 220 watts or 240, one of the two. And so I have to utilize as much wattage as possible so I don't blow a fuse. And so that's why LEDs are a lot more energy efficient. And so if I'm running the fog lights into the same line, that's going to pull up wattage. And then, you know, I got all these LEDs that are inside the headlights, you know, the halo bulbs, the bulbs on the bottom of the headlights. There's just a lot of LEDs inside those headlights. So again, we want to utilize as much energy as possible. So that's why I'm going LED on everything. The black box, or what's been painted right here black a little bit, but the box right here is the paint. So again, we're going gloss black. I did a poll a while back asking you guys, what did you want to see for the car? And it was gloss black over matte black again. So I was like, okay, I guess it's going to be a challenge, but I guess we'll go gloss black. And I'm not really kind of looking forward to gloss black again because of those dings in the roof. They are going to probably show pretty bad in the paint. I hope it's not going to be that terrible where I can't live with it, but again, I'm going to sell this car, so I guess I don't really have much of a, I shouldn't complain too much, you know, as long as it's got a shiny black paint job on it, I shouldn't have to complain. But the mirrors I'm probably going to repaint. I'm not really too happy with the spray paint that I put on these. It's like a semi-gloss black, and it just looks terrible. I'm going to probably resand those and redo it. What else? That's the washing stuff that I'm going to have to bring with me. And yeah, so that's that for the car. As far as the inside, I guess we can take a look at all the interior that I have inside of the car right now. So, mind the annoying bing bing, I have a broken ignition switch. Try to see if I can get it to stop. Don't think I'm going to be able to. Come on, come on, let's go, come on. Sometimes if you turn it a little bit, you can get it to quiet down. All right, we're gonna have to live with it. Actually, let me try to close the door a little bit. There we go. Sorry, the sun keeps getting in here. Okay, so the cowl, I repainted the cowl. This actually goes on the front of the car right up in here. So this car cowl has been repainted. I sanded it, oiled it up so it looks nice and shiny. Rust-Oleum paint job, nothing too fancy, and it looks pretty decent, not gonna lie. I think it looks pretty good. I wanted this to be semi-gloss and not gloss because I think this will look terrible as a gloss. Oh, don't start, damn it. Ah, fuck, stop. I hate this car. I got the spoiler right here. I got the, I don't know what kind of trim you call these things. This is the foot paneling at the bottom down there. In the back, I got my tail lights right there. I got some cowl pieces. There's just a bunch of shit in here. Got to fit it all in the car somehow, right? I plan on painting, because this airbag is actually painted and it's kind of coming apart from all the heat, so I might repaint this, and a few of the plastic pieces I'm gonna have to repaint up here because they're kind of getting faded. Because these pieces are actually, you know what, I should have grabbed these from the junkyard. I don't know why I didn't grab those from the junkyard. next time I see a black 98 Mustang, I think I'm gonna grab the actual black, deep black interior of these pieces, because these are spray painted from being gray. The factory color on these are gray. And I did get a new center console. I think I already mentioned this, I'm not too sure, but this is a legit now, a true black center console from Pick Apart, out of another car. This used to be painted, again, gray. And I took out the one that's painted and put in an actual legitimate OEM black center console, deep black. So that's nice. Nice having that. Let me pop the trunk here real quick. And you'll see all the interior pieces and all the hardware that I have in the back. My pony emblems are down there. My sequential tail lights are down there. A few tools to get the fucking mirrors off. Yeah, it's quite a mess in here. All right, I know you're mad at me, so I'm getting out. All right, so some more trim pieces in the trunk, and here is all the hardware. These are actually the cut pieces that go into the door panels. I don't know why I have them in here, but I do. These are a nice little feature. I think I've mentioned these. So these are the new this is like a little cosmetic feature that I'll be putting on the front bumper. These basically go in front of the fog lights. I think it'll give it a nice little evil look to the car when I have them on. And I have those little grills right here. I think these will look really fucking cool. These came off of the bumper. I just repainted them semi-gloss. So those will be going on the car. I got some hood cowl pieces to the hood. Just a lot of hardware that basically ties the sail panels on there, and a bunch of other shit. I also got my windshield wipers in here. Just a bunch of other crap that goes onto the car. I hope I don't get pulled over by a cop. I don't know if I'm going to attempt this, but I have no taillights at all on this car. So I'll be doing the whole hand signaling to make my signals and my turns. I've already started masking off the hole so I don't get any paint inside of the trunk here. And my license plate, that's going to be an issue, isn't it? I am going to have to put my license plate on in the morning. But there's actually a fiberglass piece that goes up in here, so that's been removed. Today I painted this and then I sanded it because there's a lot of metal being exposed right here, and that's what I was talking about. It's really hard not to sand through this primer and then get paint or get a metal exposure. It's just really impossible. I'm just gonna have to live with it, and I hope the paint that I'm gonna hope that the paint could adhere well enough. And then we have the McDonald's colored Mustang logo that's gonna be painted, thankfully. Let's see. Here is some of the primer work I did today. This was all exposed metal right here. Feels pretty smooth. I'm gonna call that pretty good. I'm gonna bring some sandpaper with me though, in case I miss something, which, okay, I did get that. I didn't know if I got this right here. Feels pretty smooth. But bring some sandpaper with me in case I miss any spots on the car that I may have not have sanded yet and it feels kind of gritty. I'll sand it down before I wash it one last time, and then we'll paint it. I think this is gonna do it, guys. The dings that I was referring to, it's a little dirty up here. Ow, and it's hot. There's like a ding. It's really hard to find it because it's hot as hell on this roof. Oh, it's right here. So it's right where I'm going, is right around here. I could slightly feel it, but I know it's gonna show very bad in the paint. I actually removed the gasket, the window gasket right here, to actually get to actually be able to sand here a lot better. I realized that gasket for the window wasn't necessary to keep water out. When they actually put these windshields on here, they actually glue them down with like I think it's a urethane. I can't remember what they use, but so what I did was I masked the window, put some newspaper down to keep me from sanding the windshield really bad. And yeah, I did my best. I can kind of feel it, but it's not really all too noticeable, but I know it'll show in the paint. And so the other ding that I could not get out is right here. This one I can definitely feel, right where my middle finger is. Out, so fucking hot to touch. Ow. It's right here, and we couldn't get that one out. I'm gonna have to live with that one. I did notice a new ding in the roof, and I managed to patch that. I almost missed it. There was one right where this big patch was right here, so it's nice and flat and smooth, so I did a pretty good job on that one. so that one shouldn't show. Got some overspray of primer on the windows. I could just take some really fine steel wool, or not steel wool, but like a wool pad, like that wool pad I was mentioning to you guys a while back in a few videos. I can just basically lightly go across that with the window without scratching up the window, and that should take care of the excess primer. I also took out the gas tank area. This actually feels like I may need to go back up in here. This feels a little gritty, so I might do that actually right now. This area right here feels really bad, but yeah, this is all smoothed out. This is ready for paint. I don't even know how I'm going to paint inside here without getting all this oversprayed. I guess put a little bag over all that. I don't really know. Again, the nightmare part of this car is pretty much over, but the next nightmare part is pretty much going to be, you know, masking. Masking is the next important thing on the car, and I think masking is going to be a nightmare on this car, only because there's just so many body lines and it's just so curved that it's going to be quite a bitch. I've seen people paint these cars on YouTube, and it looks so easy, but this car is going to be at least take a few hours to mask properly. Oh, and another thing that I did on the car too, I did this morning actually. This bumper didn't have holes for the license plates, so I just installed some new license plate holes. They're a little uneven, but they aren't that uneven. The areas are in the right spots. It's just that this one probably needed to come down just a little bit more, but you can't notice it at all when you put the license plate on, so it's fine. So I have now drilled holes to put and mount my front license plate on there, so I won't get any shit from cops. I find having the license plate on this car is a little ugly. But if you actually own an 05 to an 09 Mustang GT, they look pretty nice having the plates on the front of the car without it looking too weird. See, they made an indentation on the front bumper to put your plate there, and if they had just left that indentation, like just made it smooth, you know, you could probably use body filler, I don't know, but or sand the living hell out of that area, but I don't know, but if they had just left that area, it probably would be fine to actually keep a license plate off of the car, but it is what it is. Anyways, guys, that's pretty much it for the car. I expect to have this car painted by tomorrow. I will have a time-lapse video of all that. I may not have both videos up for when I put all the trim back on the car, because I'm gonna go. Okay, so how this is gonna go down is we are gonna do a time-lapse video of the masking process, and then we are gonna do a time-lapse of the painting process. I think they're going to be two separate videos. It could be one whole video. I'm not entirely sure what I'll do, but so we're gonna have a time lapse of the masking, time lapse of the paint. I may have another video of me putting all the trim back on the car, so you'll be able to see this car come together literally on video. But I don't know if I'll keep that as a separate video either. But the reason why I think I'm gonna probably do this all in one video though is because I will be at my uncle's house and I won't really have internet access to, or the computer really. I'll bring my laptop, but I don't think I'll have the internet access to be able to upload to YouTube. So it may take until Saturday to actually have this published, even though I recorded on Friday, if that makes sense. So either which way, you'll be able to see it, and you'll be able to see it come together. I might even have a new update video even on Saturday of, you know, my impressions of the car, any imperfections that happened during paint or on my end with body work, and you know, show those off to you guys and what could have been done better, and all that. So yeah, guys, I think I'll be very impressed when this car actually gets painted. I think it'll look like a brand new car, even aside from the dings in the hood, or sorry, I keep saying hood, dings in the roof. It's been really hot right now at this time of year. I didn't even expect it to get this warm so quick, guys. It's California weather, so it's very sporadic on us. We've started having warm weather for the past 2 weeks now, so we have the perfect weather to paint, and that's why I'm deciding to paint tomorrow. It's been literally in the 90s, which is perfect painting weather. You know, sometimes even in the mid 80s. I'm actually hoping for more of a mid 80s, but it's going to be like 93 tomorrow for paint, so I guess that'll do it then, whatever. Anyways, guys, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, you know, voice your opinions on the car, please leave them in the comment section below. Again, I can't wait to see what this car looks like once we get all the bullshit bolted back on the car, because right now it just looks like a junkyard car. Anyways, guys, I will see you in the next video tomorrow. Peace out.